you to Jen. Hello, say that again, guys, as we've just started recording. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you all. Welcome to Discover ASEA. I hope today finds you and your loved ones safe and well. My name's Fiona Mary Berry, and I'm an ASEA Bronze Executive. I happen to be an English lass, now living in Sydney, Australia. What we're going to do today is, in this webinar, we're going to explore the possibilities that ASEA as a company represents for you. We're going to talk about the breakthrough and also the opportunity itself. We'll also be hearing from an amazing speaker and his health journey. And to do this, in fact, we're going to talk to two speakers. Both you've just met them very briefly, but I'm going to introduce you first to Stevie Aquilina. Now, a little bit of background on Stevie. He's been his own independent master for many years, since the tender age of 15. And he's pretty much a wealth of experience in life and business. 6 years ago, he tells us he made his best decision ever. They started ASEA. That's he and his lovely wife, Sarah, who both live in Queensland, Australia now with their 4 boys. Look, they operate their business from home and they homeschool their children themselves. Now, Stevie and Sarah are high-profile ASEA leaders. They're very passionate about the mission, and in their words, they want to better people's lives and be a force of good for the world. So, I'd like to now hand over to our lovely Stevie. Over to you, Stevie. Please tell everyone how great this is.
Yeah. Hey, Fiona, how are you?
Very good, thank you.
Excellent. Thanks for coming back. We must have done all right the first time that you wanted to come back second time. So you made it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Really appreciate you and your leadership and, you know, the force for good that you are in the world. I know that you're working very diligently and honestly on this mission too, to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. So I just want to send out a big appreciation to you. Really, really glad that we have you here. Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well. Thank you very much for being here. I really appreciate if you've come from the last call and stuck around on this one as well. Wow, to spend so much of your Friday evening if you're on the other side of the world to us, or your Saturday lunchtime if you're on my side of the world. Thank you, thank you, thank you. For anyone who's just joining us, and especially if you're just joining us for the first time or relatively the first time, an extra special warm welcome to you. Singapore, 10 a.m. on a Saturday. Thank you very much. You could be having a lovely brunch, but instead you're listening to me. Look, your time, I don't intend to waste it today because it is incredibly valuable. Because if you'd spent money here to listen to me today and you didn't like anything that I had to say, I would promptly give you your money back. But your time is non-refundable, right? And it's far more valuable than money. And so I'm very grateful that you are spending your precious time here with me. And in return, we're going to be giving you really a gift, a breakthrough that is for humanity. And that's not hype. That's actually some of the words, just some of the words that are coming from, you know, very well established medical and health experts. This is a breakthrough that was first handed to me. This information was given to me just over 6.5 years ago. And ever since then, it's been high priority for me to bring it to everybody's attention. High priority because the level of impact that it's having in people's lives is very significantly deep. This is changing, bettering, and giving people their lives back in miraculous ways when you compare it to the type of results that they may have been getting in other ways, shapes, forms, treatments, and modalities from other maybe more traditional practices. So we're going to share something with you that's very special, that's very exciting. So again, I thank you for being here. Let me share my screen and we'll jump into this presentation. Share screen. Why is it? Sorry, I've just got to get some things out of the way here. All right, here we go. Sorry, folks, my side's being incredibly slow, so hopefully this isn't, and now it's not responding. Bear with me one sec. I'm stuck in some white limbo here. I do apologize. Hopefully you can still hear me at least. It's giving me the option to restart the program, so let me do that. Can everyone still hear me?
All good, mate. Yep.
Okay. I do apologize. Completely unexpectedly, my screen has gone white and I just need to reset things here.
We can see your screen as well.
You can? Okay, but I can't.
Yep.
So that's probably not going to help. I won't know what I'm talking about and where it's going. Let me see if I can speed things up here. I'm really sorry.
Now, while you're doing that, I just had somebody reach out and say, you related to Nick Aquilina.
No, I don't think so.
No, probably one way or another.
Probably one way or another. Yeah. Aquilina in Malta is like Smith in Australia, or what would be an example of that for America, Dan?
We can throw Jones in.
Jones? Yeah, Jones.
Smith in England.
What was that? Smith in England? Yeah, but we're all
England.
Most of us, I mean, we're very multicultural here, but most of us are convicts from there, right? Here in Australia.
Right.
Descendants of ex-convicts.
I was going to say, speak for yourself.
Descendants. Yes, I knew what you meant.
I forgot to chuck in the descendants part.
So your screen,
all right.
your screen is just showing a CS. Sorry about this, folks. We'll be back with you very soon.
Yes. All right. This hasn't happened before, but of course it's going to happen now.
That actually happened to me today, Stevie, and all I could see was black, not white, black.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, here we go. Okay. Stop asking me 100 questions. Just do what I want you to do.
Well, while you're doing that, I'll just talk to people about this. Just before I discover a SEO, we do have the option of sharing with you what doctors are saying. And if anybody was able to stay on to 11 and 12, you would have heard from 4 very renowned doctors talking about a SEO. So listen to these gentlemen. They work with these doctors day in and day out. So it's worthwhile listening to what they've got to say.
All right, are we on track?
All good.
Okay,
Awesome.
I do ever so much apologize. So let me carry on here and away we go. All right, so sorry for such the long and slow start, folks. As Fiona said, my name is Stevie Aquilina, and in case you couldn't tell by my Crocodile Dundee accent, my family and I live in Australia. We're originally from Sydney, excuse me, but now we live on the Gold Coast, and that was honestly a dream come true, and we can make that happen. I feel very blessed and grateful for my life and where I live, and also now the income, time, and freedom that I have that allows me to enjoy a really good life with my family. That's also taken us to many parts of the world that once upon a time way too far out of my reach, because to be honest with you, the good vibes and good times have not always been the case. I was a very difficult, awkward, and weird child, as you can see in some of those pictures, to parent in school. I never made the grades in school, and growing up was pretty rough for me. One of the worst things that happened though was on a daily basis. I was told that I was pretty stupid and useless, and when you're told something often enough, and especially while you're young and impressionable enough, but at any age you kind of start to believe it, and I did. I later became a teenage runaway and a high school dropout. That was about 15, and I kind of lived on my own ever since. And with the kind of thinking I had back then, excuse me, I walked myself way off track on life's journey throughout my teens and 20s, to be honest. I was hanging out with the wrong crowd and being in the wrong places and doing the wrong things. When I did try to sort of begin to fly right, it wasn't easy because I didn't give myself a good head start. I had more than 20 different jobs in far less that amount of time. And for over a decade, I was a very dumb, a very good looking bouncer in what used to be the most popular and notorious nightclubs in Sydney, and all for the wrong reasons. I had big dreams. I wanted to be, do, and have more. I really wanted to give more, actually. But my problem back then was I had little self-esteem, and so I had little to give, and so I really did little with my life. physically, I've always been athletic, mainly in martial arts, very old martial arts, ancient martial arts, in fact. But back then, you wouldn't have known it. I had health troubles, autoimmune, inflammatory, skin, respiratory, and gut diseases most of my life, and lots of bad injuries from very hard school martial arts. Financially, I got myself stuck in go nowhere jobs. I had hopes going nowhere. I had no prospects. I had no financial security, and I mean no financial dignity. I was embarrassingly broke with, things like the phone, electricity, and gas being cut off, and not being able to run my car on anything more than just the fumes of petrol, and not able to make the rent, and being evicted. I mean, no financial dignity and being embarrassingly broke. And this wasn't when I was young. This because of how much of a bad head start I gave myself in life. This kind of thing carried on through adult life and married life, and even having children. I still was not in a stable situation. I always believed in possibilities, but I doubted my potential. And so with that kind of contradiction, it led to confusion and unfulfillment and unhappiness and frustration, and just unable to be who I want to be. Now, things first started turning around for me. I first wanted to take better measures to be a better man is when I met this better woman, this girl of my dreams. I knew right then and there, more than ever before, when I first saw her, I wanted to become more. And big turning point for me was that, she believed in me, and as always, and still today, told me that, I am more. And I figured out once again, when you're told something often enough, right? But also, this company has been of profound benefit in my life. I was introduced to this company's life-changing breakthrough, life-changing opportunity and training just over 6.5 years ago now. And the company leaders here are extremely successful people. They believed in me too. More importantly, they've taught me how to believe and become more. And so now today, instead of having these health and wealth and financial problems from the past, I've solved them, and I have the honor of helping others to solve them too, because of this life-changing breakthrough and the life-changing financial opportunity that runs in the background of that. So today, instead of being trapped, unfulfilled, unhappy, and frustrated, and unable to be who I want to be, I now have the ability to believe and become more, and more importantly, to give more, because this company's training has really shown me a life-changing better way. So now I want to spend the rest of my life doing nothing less than bettering people's lives, in at least any one of these life-changing ways too. What I'm going to share with you first is the most significant health and life science breakthrough of our lifetime. According to medical experts, they're saying this, not me. People that are way far more educated and way more reputable than me. They're saying this is a great breakthrough, greater than the discoveries of DNA or penicillin. For 2 decades, science had declared that this was impossible. However, this is a breakthrough today known with enormous potential, which is proven by renowned universities and world-leading laboratory medical studies, real studies. This is a very advanced breakthrough too, by the way, considered to be 15 years ahead of its time. Any health goals or challenges, you can think of remarkable results. And drug companies, pharmaceutical companies wanted it shut down, but more about that a little later. Okay, but before I tell you what this is, I want to be absolutely clear about what this is not, because this is nothing like anything else you've ever seen before. What we'll be talking about here goes well beyond drugs or nutrition, well beyond any type of ingredients or technology you might already know about, because what I'm about to show you is an entirely new frontier in science. It's truly groundbreaking, category creating, and a healthcare breakthrough, and really truly a breakthrough for humanity. So the ASEA Redox cell signaling technology is a drink that contains active redox signaling molecules. What are those? Well, redox signaling molecules are made by your cells. So they are native to your body. They're in you. These signaling molecules, they are your cellular messengers that affect your cell-to-cell communication, and therefore your cell-to-cell operation and function, all the way down to your genetic expressions in a very positive way. Redox signaling is a remarkable process because it is the actual process that empowers your body to heal itself. And this happens by redox signaling molecules telling your cells how to protect healthy cells, repair unhealthy cells, and replace damaged cells. Redox signaling molecules also activate your body's immune system to protect against bacteria, viruses, infection. Bottom line is redox signaling is what keeps cells functioning and healing at optimal levels, at maximum levels. Now, why is this so important? Because we're all made of cells. We live and die at the cellular level. Healthy cells, healthy body, healthy life, but it starts with redox signaling molecules. They're literally the keys to life. They are essential for the activation and function of our normal physiology. And I mean all of our body's major systems, biochemical and physiological processes all critically depend on redox signaling. Because if all of your cells were to suddenly stop making redox signaling molecules right now, you wouldn't live longer than just a few more mere seconds. Without your redox signaling molecules, life ends. So if our bodies already make redox signaling molecules, why is this redox product important? Why should we take it and put more of these redox molecules in our body? Well, when we're born, we make an abundance of redox signaling molecules. That's generally why children have so much energy. You ever notice that? How they can run around all day and not wake up saw the next one, and how they can bounce back so quickly from an injury or illness. However, as we age, along with stress, poor diet, toxins, and all sorts of other environmental assaults, our cells break down, and therefore our ability to make redox signaling molecules also breaks down. And without as many of these redox signaling molecules giving clear cell signals, our whole cellular protection and healing processes, etc., all of that becomes slow. Our cells break down more and more, and so does our health, wellness, youth, and vitality. ASEA takes science incredibly seriously and is very highly committed to ongoing research with renowned universities and world-leading laboratories. And they allow these outside and independently reviewed studies to prove the potential of ASEA redox signaling supplements, demonstrating safety, efficacy, and certifying them as safe and effective in everybody. Now ASEA is within a very real and significant space of science, because redox biochemistry is based in Nobel Prize winning research. Since the first Nobel Prize was awarded to these three professors back in '98 for the very first discovery of a signaling molecule, there have now since been multiple signaling molecules discovered, with multiple Nobel Prizes being awarded for research in this field. If you went along to pubmed.gov, which is where all peer-reviewed medical studies are published in the National Library of Medicine, and if you were to type in redox signaling there, you would see well over 33,000 results. Now, there are more than 1,500 medical textbooks that have been published on redox signaling, and this slide is way out of date, with around 150 studies coming out almost every single month. According to medical researchers and according to mainstream media who reports on this, like the Huffington Post, who specifically wrote about ASEA in this article that I'm sharing with you. Pretty much they're saying that redox signaling is one of the fastest emerging fields in science that will shape all of our lives in the coming years. And there are now multiple universities who've received tens of millions of dollars in grants to open up redox research centers. There are now global medical conferences being held about redox, and medical doctors are specializing in redox, with one such professor, a doctor at Harvard Medical School, who has a PhD and title that includes Director of Redox Medicine. Now, as for ASEA, outside of around all of this, light years ahead. ASEA redox users enjoy cell signaling benefits, which translates to health at its most foundational level. Here's just one example. ASEA redox has been scientifically tested and shown to signal the activation of genetic pathways. In other words, affect your genes that improve immune system health, help maintain a healthy inflammatory response, help maintain cardiovascular health and support arterial elasticity, improve gut health and digestive enzyme production, and modulate hormone balance to support vitality and wellness. These genes are key in the health of every individual. They play a vital role, not just in the 5 mentioned human health areas, but also in dozens of additional genetic pathways. Now, moreover from this, ASEA redox has also been scientifically tested and shown to enhance your body's own production and efficiency of antioxidants by up to 800%. Further studies show that ASEA lowers oxidative stress. Now, the head professor of that university study has said that one of the most important effects of ASEA on disease risk factors is its ability to reduce oxidative stress. That's significant because all degenerative health conditions are caused by oxidative stress. And from rigorous toxicology studies, ASEA is proven to be 100% safe. 0% toxicity. Why? Because redox signaling molecules are native to your body. They're already in you. Your body already makes them. Your body runs off them. It's just that now your body can't make as much of them as it used to be able to when it was younger and healthier. So if you have health challenges, if you have people that you care about who do, if you have a wish to look, live, and feel young once again, if you have the very, very, very good sense for protecting your health because you don't want to become old and unwell, right? If you have a goal of having higher levels of human performance, yes, athletically, but also just in your everyday life, any health goal you can think of, redox users and medical doctors, they're seeing just remarkable results. But if you don't want to, you don't need to take my word for it. I'm going to share with you some medical doctors right now so you can listen to what they have to say.
Redox signaling molecules are like the DNA whisperer. They signal cells to be healthy. And because of age, because of medications, because of toxicity in the environment, you lose your ability to make the redox signaling molecules. So having them with ASEA simply replenishes what your body is doing natively when you were young. You know, I've been in the business for 40 years, and this is the first time that I've ever heard about the redox signaling molecules, which to me is a breakthrough of the 21st century, akin to the electric light bulb in the 20th century and maybe even the discovery of penicillin. Because your body is a redox signaling program, and to be able to replenish it on a day-to-day basis, internally and externally, is not just a breakthrough, it's a game changer.
Health is something we have to earn. What can I do to get to the root of things and really prevent problems from happening? Is it possible? And the answer is yes.
You know, I think most people don't actually really consider their health until it's gone. So it's the choices that we make today that are going to determine the level of our wellness and our health and our healthy longevity tomorrow.
We want to keep people healthy. We don't want to see that deterioration. The whole process of the anti-aging and regenerative medicine that I'm so passionate about is on the premise that we can maintain energy, we can maintain health.
So prevention is key, but people need to value it, and people need to understand what it is and take responsibility.
Inside every cell in your body, you're constantly producing negative and positive molecules called oxidants and reductants, and the contraction of that name is redox.
So with these molecules, we're amping up that communication. We're helping that cell signal.
Without these cell signaling molecules, we simply wouldn't do the gene replication that we need, the DNA sequencing that we need. These redox signaling molecules interact throughout the body with every cell that we know.
Every cell in our body needs these molecules for communication purposes. The more balanced they are, the more abundant they are, the healthier we are.
ASEA actually has the combination of the oxidants and the reductants that the body makes. So all we're doing with ASEA is enhancing what the body is already doing.
Having a product, a technology that's native to the body doesn't have to worry about detoxifying it because it knows exactly what to do with redox molecules. It's one of, if not the safest recommendation I ever make to a patient.
They found a way to stabilize them outside the body. And you can actually put them back into bodies that are deficient in those molecules. That's a game changer.
To have something that at its molecular level is native to the body is nothing short of a breakthrough.
This is something that's foundational for health, for every cell. It affects every cell in our body. And not just the cells, but the very DNA within those cells. You know, we talk about the discovery of DNA as being a huge breakthrough, the discovery of penicillin. Yes, these were absolutely huge discoveries, but now we have something that actually goes even deeper.
This is where the future lies, and this is why redox chemistry and supplements that employ this are so powerful.
They literally turn on and turn off, signal every single process in every living cell. And to be able to stabilize a product that allows us to replenish that is just a phenomenal breakthrough.
This has the capability to change the landscape of the healthcare system as we know it.
Now that we've spoken about cellular health from the inside out, I'd like to show you what's possible from the outside in, and that's made possible by ASEA's topical versions of Redox technology, which are Renew 28 Redox Gel and our intensive Redox serum. Excuse me. These Redox technologies are further supported and enhanced by their complementary all-natural ingredients products, our gentle refining cleanser and ultra replenishing moisturizer. Now, a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? So let's just show you what ASEA Redox technologies are actually worth with these amazing results. We're going to show health, anti-aging, and age-reversing results from the outside in. Lines and wrinkles smoothed out, elasticity coming back to the skin, as you can see in the first two pictures on the far left there of the neck. Skin blemishes, spots, dots, marks, inflammations and irritations behind the ear there, aggravations, other signs of poor health to the skin, being renewed on this hot lady. For young people too, being rejuvenated, improving the quality of life. Even the aftermath of some of these unfortunate conditions coming back to the proper surface of the skin. Now this is Rosie. The dramatic difference you're seeing in the first two pictures on the far left could not be seen by Rosie because she didn't take those pictures. In fact, Rosie actually believed that the products didn't do anything. Rosie went to see her doctor because that's who told her about ASEA and who took these pictures too. When Rosie told the doctor that the products didn't work, the doctor showed these pictures to Rosie. I guess the rest of the story is seen here, right? Now, everyone says, I want to see how ASEA goes. Fair enough. But listen, Rosie missed the moment-by-moment changes by not taking pictures. And you may miss it too, so please take pictures. That's how you see how this goes. And for anything you can't take a picture of, keep a written record instead. Now, some people notice results within a reasonable amount of time, 7 weeks like Rosie, others within 7 days. Most people can have an experience in around about 7 minutes, but some people need to apply more product, time, patience, generally when there's more going on with their health. What we know scientifically is that redox signaling molecules are all the same in you, me, animals, plants, all the same. Studies show that ASEA Redox products contain nothing but redox signaling molecules. Studies also show that ASEA Redox products have an immediate positive effect. They work in every single person, every single time. It would be scientifically impossible for them to not work in you and or hurt you because your body runs on them and they're already in you. But what does differ from person to person is the time it takes them to notice the change. Speaking of noticing the change, this doctor did a little experiment of his own on his very own face and used Renew 28 on only half of his face and not the other. I can only imagine that you can spot the difference. Once you see it, you can't unsee it, right? It's not just for your face. Renew 28 can be used, as you can see here, on your arms, your hands, your bellies. You can even rub it on your bum. These are pictures that were actually taken because a very strict study was done by a very world-leading laboratory. And the study was done because there were many reports coming in from all around the world from people saying that their cellulite had disappeared while they were using Renew 28. So scientists set upon very strict studies to see if there was any truth to these stories. What they found was after just 12 weeks, there was more than a 16% reduction in the appearance of cellulite. And so the scientists wanted to do ultrasounds to try and discover how this is happening. And what they saw was the subcutaneous fat that was causing the cellulite was actually being dissolved from the use of Renew 28. So Renew 28 helps reduce the appearance of cellulite. Renew 28 also helps soothe skin discomfort after things such as shaving or sun exposure and the like. But Renew 28 is not just for the skin. It goes far deeper than that. It helps soothe discomfort around the body. You can know about that in probably about 10 minutes. If you have some discomfort around your body, soreness, something that's hurting you, rate that soreness on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being maximum hurt. Apply Renew 28 on that sore spot 3 times within 5 minutes, get a timer out, and usually 9 to 10 out of every 10 people will notice a soothing or reduction of that discomfort, that hurting, that soreness within approximately 10 minutes. Now, nothing I've said here today has been intended to diagnose anything that you're going through, and ASEA does not claim to treat or cure any diseases. Before I carry on, without further ado, I'd like to hand it back to Fiona very quickly so she can introduce a very special speaker who's going to tell you about a very significant redox experience. So sit tight. This is a truly amazing experience. Thanks, Fiona.
Thank you, Stevie. And isn't he fantastic, guys? He explains things so well. So I would now like to introduce you to Dan Doyle. Now, Dan is a really inspiring guy, and he's been a true mentor to all of us that's here. His focus is to basically do whatever it takes to help you win and live a life full of passion, purpose, and filled mission. And to get this life-changing health breakthrough to the world. Look, Dan and Suzanne, his lovely wife, are seasoned travelers. They basically travel all the world sharing this gift of ASEA. He's basically achieved the rank of third in ASEA as an ambassador triple diamond. He's a member of the $1 Million Club. So honestly, he's earned his rewards here. Dan is basically a man of a wealth of experience. He's built businesses all over the world. He's an international speaker, an entrepreneur, and a global authority in redox technology and cellular health. So please listen to him when he talks. He's got a fantastic story. So let's listen to that. Welcome, Dan. We truly appreciate your time coming on today and look forward to hearing your story and your vision for humanity. I'll hand over to you, Dan.
Thank you, Fiona. Thanks for being with us again today. Thanks, Stevie, for your presentation thus far. Love sharing this incredible gift and being on this journey with you guys. And, you know, that's what this is. This is a gift. Whoever's new on this call, if somebody's actually invited you onto this call and you're hearing it for the first time, somebody has handed you probably the most precious gift that you would ever receive in your life. And what we try and do is educate people. We share our stories. We don't sell anything to anybody or convince anybody to do anything. We literally share our stories, and hopefully the information you get today will inform you enough whether you want to open that gift or not and use it. So just to reiterate what Stevie said as far as the company disclaimer, because I'm going to go through my story now, that these products are not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. But as you know, I'm sure you know that we have something pretty special here, and you're understanding the enormity of this breakthrough and what it can do for an individual in regards to their health goals. And I'm going to hand back to Fiona after this, and then Stevie's going to have a little bit of chat about the incredible opportunity behind this breakthrough. So I'm going to go on this little journey. As Fiona said, I and my wife Suzanne are based here in Honolulu, Hawaii. We grew up in Sydney in Australia. And I played many, many sports, and I did that to distract myself from something I didn't like, and that was school. Played rugby for many years, and judo, gymnastics, aerobics, surfing, and got into this thing called bodybuilding. And this is a picture of me at 24 years old. And bodybuilding at this point was my life. I was totally consumed with the sport. And as a matter of fact, I became a young entrepreneur at this time in the early 90s, and bought my first business, which was a bodybuilding shop. As a matter of fact, a friend of mine, Quentin Fear, who sold me that shop 30 years ago, has come back into my life, 3 decades later, and is involved in what we're doing here, which is just absolutely amazing. But this is the start of building and selling many, many traditional businesses. And I didn't know as time went on that I would become pretty good at doing this. And it was a thing. It was my career to build businesses from inception, and over 20 years had built and sold 20 traditional businesses, most of them from scratch, from inception, and employed about 3,500 people over 2 decades. So if we fast forward from 24 in this photo, and ladies, don't get too excited. I don't look like this anymore. I look more like this. This is at 44. I'm nearly 54 now. Still look after myself. Wasn't a bodybuilder here in this photo, as you can see, but I did a lot of cardiovascular work. And thank goodness I was in this shape, because if I wasn't, I wouldn't have found something that wasn't quite right with my body. And 6 months later in 2011, 6 months after this photo was taken, doctors gave me some really bad news. And this is a photo of me on the right-hand side with, as you can see, no hair from the top of my head to my toes. I spent 2.5 years in and out of a hospital in Sydney, Australia. And what I went through, I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. It was a horrendous time. And, you know, throughout that journey, there were times that I literally physically didn't want to be here. And all I could think of is, you know, the young people and the elderly that was going through what I was going through here. This was a young friend of mine, Johnny Manor. He was 21 years old in this photo. He played the highest levels of rugby in Australia. And he'd been through all the hospital visits that I was, you know, starting here. He'd gone into remission. After this photo was taken, unfortunately for Johnny, his issue came back. He went back into hospital and lost all his hair, lost a lot of weight. And unfortunately for Johnny, he didn't come out. We lost him at the age of 23. So that was pretty hard for me to take on many levels, but thinking that, you know, he had the good one and the doctors told me I had two of the bad ones. If somebody, you know, his fitness, less than half my age, you know, if he didn't have hope, what hope did I have? And that was the case as far as the doctors were concerned. At the end of my 2.5 years of hospital visits, I was told to get my affairs in order. At that point, I made a decision to take the responsibility of my health back into my own hands, did some research. I went onto an alkaline diet, clean up my diet, and spent a lot of money on nutritional supplements, super juices, antioxidants, alkaline water. Now, you would think my body would have been heading in the right direction, but I can tell you after 2 years, this is a photo, that was not the case. My blood works were still heading in the wrong direction. So this is now 2014. A friend of mine reached out to me and said, I think I've found something that can help. Long story short, I flew to Salt Lake City, Utah from Sydney, Australia, and started on these amazing little molecules. Now, my body was expelling things from it so fast, I had little red spots all over my upper torso. In 12 hours, a 20-year stomach problem had gone away, a caffeine intolerance. And in 2 to 3 days on the product, because I had so much lung damage from what they put me through in that hospital where I had trouble breathing and talking at the same time, my lungs were functioning perfect in a very short period of time on this product. Long story short again, went back home to Sydney, Australia, and kept drinking the product. Fast forward 1 year, the whole of 2015 on this product, this is the day the doctors told me no sign of those two major health challenges. But not only that, multiple injuries from playing sports had gone away, which were turning into that crippling issue as we got older. And 20 years of pollen problems, sneezing, runny nose. My whole body was rebuilt in 2015 by consuming these redox signaling molecules. Now let's fast forward another 2 years. This is 3 years on the product. You can see I'm looking younger again, definitely feeling younger. Always like to go back to 2014. What you're seeing here is a reflection of what was happening on the inside at the time. 1 year on the product, looking way better, feeling way better. What you're seeing on the outside, same thing, a reflection of what was happening on the inside at that time. And here, 3 years on the product, my complexion, a reflection of what was going on the inside at that time. So that was my journey back to health and my journey back to looking younger and feeling younger. As time went on, I started sharing this incredible breakthrough with others and helping other people. And something that I didn't initially want to do or what I was looking for, because it was all about me, I was selfish, it was all about my health. But because there was an incredible business model behind this breakthrough, the company started sending me thank you checks for helping people. It was a business model that saved my life. It was those thank you checks I invested back into my health, bought more product, saturated my body with more molecules, and signaled my body to where the issue was within my body. So things evolved as time went on. The rest is history as far as, you know, my health and obviously, you know, where we've gone with this financially. I mean, we travel the world a lot. We don't have any issues. I mean, we came from no health several years ago to living in a van, almost going to the Salvation Army for food stamps. And now we don't have to worry. We don't have any concerns when it comes to our health at the moment and also financially. So guys, I would say that this is the most compelling opportunity that you'll come across in your lifetime. And with that, I'm going to hand back to the guys to explain the enormity of this compelling opportunity to achieve your health goals and take you anywhere you want to go financially. So thanks, guys. I'll hand it back to you.
Awesome. Thank you so very much, Dan. And yeah, special shout out for Dan because, you know, as I mentioned, that incredibly successful and experienced leaders right throughout this company. Dan isn't just one of those. He's the first one to take me under his wing and believe in me and tell me that I was more way before I could ever dare start saying those things to myself. So thank you very much, Dan, for your guidance and your mateship. And you know, I'll be forever grateful to you putting me on this path and being able to not just better my life, but better my family's life too. Really appreciate you, mate. Thank you. All right, folks, with every great breakthrough comes great opportunity. And the greater the breakthrough, the greater the opportunity. And a seer is a life-changing breakthrough. Many medical experts are saying that this is a world-changing breakthrough. And that's created a life-changing financial opportunity behind all of that. That is to make a living while bettering people's lives. So as for the ASEA Redox products, they are the world's first and only redox signaling supplements for two very simple reasons. One, for nearly 3 decades now, no one other than the medical scientists who've worked with ASEA have been able to stabilize redox signaling molecules outside of the body. Nobody else has been able to do it before. In fact, everyone else thought it was impossible. For 2 decades, for over 20 years, everyone said that it would be impossible to do this. Now, Bioagilitics, I just want to point out, is a very large scientific organization which tests most of the largest pharmaceutical companies in the world, making sure that what is in products is what the companies are saying is in those products. And Bioagilitics does that same type of assessment upon ASEA and certifies that our products contain nothing but redox signaling molecules, which you'll find their certification on the products. Now, two, ASEA is heavily patented. But not only is ASEA not allowed to be copied because of this patents, ASEA really can't be copied anyway, because there's absolutely no way for anyone out there to be able to look into a bottle of ASEA and figure out how to reverse engineer it, because there are no secrets in the bottle. There are trade secrets in the actual making of ASEA. And so it really can't be copied. That means we have no copycats. That means we have no competition. That means no one in the world has what ASEA has. And I mean no one. No other products in the world can do what ASEA does. None of them, because none of them are redox signaling molecules. Nothing else in the world can get to the depth and level of achievement in the human body, therefore, is what ASEA can, because ASEA is redox signaling molecules. And because redox works in everybody, because our bodies run on redox, because everybody needs redox, because nothing in the body works as well or at all, in fact, without redox, and because redox can't hurt anybody, and because no other products can make that claim, no juice, pill, super shake, fancy water, CBD oil, whatever it might be, however good it might be, it's not redox signaling molecules, can't even work without redox signaling molecules. And so therefore, ASEA holds massive opportunities over and above all else and across all health science sectors: healthcare, wellness, sports science, athletic performance, beauty, skincare, aging, longevity. These are multi-trillion-dollar industries. And this is one breakthrough that is changing the game for all of them in very significant ways. And so ASEA really is, again, the only company in the world that the world can get a redox supplement from. That makes ASEA really an entrepreneur's dream. Now, our mission here is to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. That's our company's stated mission. But we can't do that on our own. And so we look for people to help spread the word. First and foremost, we personally share ASEA Redox with others. And along the way, we find and attract people to us who want to do the same. And we grow and expand a global network of others sharing redox with others. Now, this puts you in business for yourself. You can be your own boss, but you're never in business by yourself, because we'll always be there to help you and support you. Together, we're better. And together, we work to improve the productivity of the networks that we've built regionally, nationally, and internationally, so you can participate in any level of and size of business that you desire to create. So ASEA gives you the opportunity to earn money just for sharing redox with others. So if you're looking for either an extra, part-time, full-time, big-time, or legacy-leaving income, for people who have dreams of a better life, income, lifestyle, there are levels of commissions to meet whatever your levels of ambitions are. To be able to afford making your goals, dreams, and desires a reality, ASEA helps you create income that is both residual and leveraged. Now, here's what I mean by that. You receive a residual income, not just from the first, but from every single ongoing purchase made by every single person you refer to ASEA. Now, on top, you also receive unlimited leveraged residual income from all of the repeated purchases made by every single person your contacts and others also refer without limits. There's no limits to how far and wide and deep these referrals can go. And because you can refer as many people as you like and get paid for all of their purchases again and again and again, even if it's the same person, and because those people can refer as many people as they like, and so on and so on and so on, it makes your residual leveraged income potential unlimited. Now, we do this form of marketing all the time, naturally, almost every day. When you recommend a good movie, TV series, restaurant, cafe, book, whatever it might be, you're doing this form of marketing naturally every day anyway. You're just not getting paid for it. People tell people who then tell even more people, and it goes on and on. Word of mouth marketing is the oldest and still today #1 most powerful, effective, trusted, and listened to form of marketing in the world. But most people don't get paid for it, but here at ASEA you do. And there's no limits. Again, especially with how connected the world is today. Word spreads worldwide. ASEA is currently in 35 countries, opening up new markets. We've done that every year. Based on existing trends, the annual turnover is projected to exceed more than $500 million by the year 2025. Now, from year one, we were profitable with zero debt. And the only thing that has changed year after year after year is that we've grown in profitability. And that is a direct reflection of growing the number of people's lives who have been changed, bettered, and given back to them by this very significant breakthrough. Now, residual income, it's very impressive. Being able to make money while you're having days off, while you're on holidays, while you sleep, that's very impressive. But more so, it's very important. You have residual bills. That's why it's important to have residual income. Do you know what happens to most people by the time they're 65? Well, let me tell you, out of every 100 people, only 1 is wealthy. Only 3 are financially secure. 7 must still work to survive at 65. And they're not working because they want to. That's different. These people are working because they have to. They're a slave to the dollar. But worse still, more frightening, 74 out of every 100 people are dependent on welfare by 65. Now, yes, there's a lot of things going on out there that is going wrong with our health. But I dare say there's a lot of things going on out there that's going wrong with our wealth. There's an epidemic of a failing financial plan out there. So what is one of the main financial principles that the top 4% seem to figure out that the other 81% don't? It's this: how do you make money that is no longer dependent on a paid by the hour, selling your precious time for money, labor intensive or own activity job? This type of income is known as active income. And look, sooner or later, you won't be able to be as active as you are right now. Therefore, that means naturally you won't be able to have as much active income as you have right now. This is very concerning for me when I learned this, because I thought, well, my active income already isn't enough as it is. It would just take the changing of the wind to blow me over. Now, this is one of the biggest problems. Again, 81% of people get trapped in. Money's an excellent servant, but a terrible master. You can do good things with money, but if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you'll be a slave for money until you die. Now, I'm not saying jobs are bad. They're a good place to start for most of us. If you truly do love your job, by the way, keep it. But still, find a way to make money outside of your job that's not going to interfere with what you're currently doing. And ASEA is a great way to do that. Only relying on a single source of active income is dangerous. You're looking for residual income sooner rather than later. If you're smart, if you've been wanting to be in the right place at the right time, if you're able to recognize a good thing, if you want to decide to take control of your finances, your future, and your freedom, if you aren't happy with the amount of money that you have, or if you're not happy with how you have to make the money, if you want a better life, ASEA is a significant opportunity to be paid a significant residual income from the inevitable growth of this global expansion, and can give you that better life. Now, there's nothing better, however, than making a living from bettering people's lives. And that's the most important thing you get to do with ASEA. Yes, you can make great money here, that's for sure. You can even be rewarded on top with all expenses paid trips to 5-star luxury locations all around the world, and have a really great time, meeting great people, making great friends, having great experiences, and a great lifestyle. But really, at the end of the day, It is the effect we have on others. That is one of the most valuable currencies there is. And that is the heart of ASEA. Demonstrated, because the truth is, after big pharmaceutical companies were shown tens of millions of dollars and 17 years worth of powerful research, clinical studies proving ASEA, those big drug companies offered to pay ASEA huge sums of money, and I mean huge, for the sole and exclusive rights to the ASEA Redox technology. However, they wanted ASEA to shut down, and they wanted ASEA to take everyone off Redox. But thankfully, the founders of ASEA, Virtus and his son Tyler Norton, didn't have the heart to do that, because they saw grave concerns in doing such a deal. Because Virtus and Tyler saw people, not profits. They saw people first. People who went from very severe health challenges, like Dan, that once left them and even their doctors feeling hopeless, to then these people experiencing life-changing power from Redox. And when Virtus and Tyler saw this, they were filled with a great sense of responsibility to get this breakthrough for humanity out to the world. And so they couldn't in good conscience sell out. And so that's why they didn't. They said no to the payout and yes to the people. Now, to be honest, what had once started out for Virtus and Tyler as just a very big business play had now become more, a purpose-felt mission. The ASEA founders turned down the huge sum of money from big pharmaceutical companies, deciding to go the supplement route rather than the drug route, in order to expedite the availability of this technology globally, making it available immediately to everyone without a prescription. And one of ASEA's biggest guiding principles was demonstrated here, as is perpetually, always demonstrated in every decision they make, and that is to always put people and principles before ego and economics. Now, the ASEA founders and their corporate team, they come from big backgrounds. We're talking up to Fortune 50 backgrounds. They're exceptionally experienced. We're talking about running very big, profitable global companies, but the corporate soul revolves around putting people first, having an impact, making a difference, and being a force for good in the world. So you're in very good hands. Get back with the person who shared this with you. If you have any questions, ask them. They'll point you to where you can find the answers easily. If it's science that you want to get cross-eyed over, plenty of it. University studies. But you know what? There's hundreds of thousands of people's, real people's, life-changing redox experiences for you to actually go and see. ASEA is the real deal. But what's more important than a third-party study or a third-party experience is a first-party study, first-party experience. If you want to be happier, healthier, you live younger, stronger, longer, use ASEA. Become an ASEA customer. However, if you have more in your heart, you want to be, do, have, and able to give more. If you have more dreams and desires, if you want to be able to help people more, be happier, be healthier, if you want to help them increase their lifestyle and their income and yours in turn, if you want to increase the prosperity of the planet, if you want to make more of a difference in the world, then become part of this Redox reality. And you can become more if you will just pass this information on for many, many others. I'm telling you, you can better the lives of many, many others. And in turn, your life will become better in many, many ways. Money, yes, certainly lots of it, but in more ways than that are far more valuable than that too. So I want to thank you very much for spending this time with me. I wish that you will always be happy and well. And thank you ever so much, Dan, for your precious and valuable time. And Fiona, thank you so much for looking after us here so well.
You're welcome. And Steve, I think everybody will all say that they're so grateful for you sharing your story and life journey. I think basically it kind of summarizes to say that you personally, courage is not the absence of fear. It means you move forward in the face of fear, you know, and just beat it. You know, you are definitely that sort of person. So thank you. And Dan, my goodness, what can we say about Dan? Really, Dan, you know, every time I hear you, I often go, oh my goodness, the story you tell me is always remarkable. But I'd like to point out something to everybody on this call. If there's no coincidences in life, because every action has a consequence, every action, and all positive actions have positive consequences. If Dan hadn't taken that responsibility of his own health into his own hands, we and I wouldn't be here learning and benefiting from the benefits of these ASEA products. You know, I would have had to give up my passion for aqua aerobics purely because I hadn't been able to take it. So on behalf of everybody on this call, I'd like to say thank you, Dan. You're an amazing leader and mentor, and we really, really, truly appreciate your time today. So on behalf of everyone in the call, thank you for your passion in life. And just on the last thing, I'd just like to say, guys, you can focus on the reasons why you must make your health and dreams come true. You know what? Or you can focus on the excuses why it can't be done. What do you want more? Improved health and your dreams come true, or your excuses? You decide. Please go back to the person that sent you onto this webinar and have some deep, meaningful conversations and try it. You've nothing to lose, I guarantee. See you all later. Thank you, Stevie. Thank you, Dan. Bring someone another time and we'll help share the story with them too. Bye-bye now.